first things first, we're going to assess our piece, check out the state it's in, what it's made of, anything that's going to really impact the design we do and the prep that we're going to do to get it ready for that design. Things you need to look at when you're going around your piece, are there any bits broken, any bits missing? Things like veneer, is it lifting? Are the pieces actually missing completely? Is the surface very damaged? Are there lots of deep scratches? Because those are things that we're going to have to be aware of when we go forward to do the prep itself. And might mean that we have to actually do some repairs as well. The other thing you're going to need to work out is what your piece is made of. Is it wood? Is it wood veneer? Is it laminate or formica? Formica is the old name for laminate. So these things are quite important because it's going to impact the prep you do, and it also ultimately could impact the design you do. One of my techniques is to strip the wood on the front of the doors and the drawers on these little drinks cabinets. But obviously if it's a laminate, which is effectively a photograph of wood, it's plastic, you're not going to be able to strip that, and you're probably not going to want to leave it as a sort of a wood effect. You're going to probably paint that. So you need to have a little look around, see if you can suss it out. Some pieces of a certain vintage are actually a mix, and a lot of mid-century furniture is veneer. So don't worry if you think, well, this is veneer, it's not real wood. Most furniture from around this sort of era, from the 30s, 40s, 50s and 60s, will be a veneer, which is a very, very thin layer of wood stuck to a different kind of wood. So when we come onto the prep stages, I'm going to show you how to sort of work with that and how to prepare it. But at this stage, if you can get an idea of what you're working with, it can then obviously help you decide your design. Let's talk about my piece, and that will give you some ideas of what I mean in terms of assessing it. So mine is a little linen cabinet, probably 1930s, 1940s. Literally would have been used to store bed linen and so on inside. And I'm going to turn this into a drinks cabinet. So it's going to have a whole new lease of life, literally. It's probably oak on the outside. I can see from here it doesn't have a particularly exciting wood grain. So that's going to have some impact on what I decide to do with my design. You know, I could leave it revealed, but it means that I can probably do a little bit more with it because it doesn't have some sort of amazing, swirly, dramatic wood grain that I might not want to cover up. What else do I need to think about? It's in pretty sound condition. When I look around it, I don't see any deep scratches, which are going to need filling, which we'll come on to. I don't see any sort of bits missing from the edges. The varnish is pretty aged, and there are scratches in it, but I can see that once that comes off, that's not into the wood itself, so nothing dramatic there. So I'm literally turning it around, looking at all the areas. I've got some damage down here on this edge, where there's some wood has actually come off and there's a gap, so that's going to need filling. And it's in pretty good condition apart from that. Unfortunately for me, all of the hinges look good, because sometimes you find that they've sort of aged so badly you might want to replace them. I've got all my catches, so they're sound. Keep those. So you want to make a little note of the things, just so you know where you're going, of the things that you might need to replace or repair. Actually, one thing I did spot, that the little ball kind of catch here has been replaced with paper, and I think that's possibly disappeared at some point. So this little catch is going to have to be replaced on mine. I'm also going to do the interior of my piece. So this might be something you're doing on yours. I'm going to need to take this shelf out because I want it to be used as a drinks cabinet, and I need the height for the bottles. Have a little bit of a think about the back, whether I put a mirror in there, whether I use something like gold leaf or metallic paint, and then there'll be a light inside. So when I come to strip it, I'll start to take these things out.